Hello everyone and welcome back to a Super Saiyan Science video. Today we're going to be exploring into the requirements that Saiyans need to go Super Saiyan and exactly why we said that the Super Saiyan Transformation is actually a Saiyan mutation. From a Q&A back in late 2017 that was later translated by Herms98, Akira Toriyama was asked if anyone can become a Super Saiyan if they trained. He responded back saying, "It's not like anyone can become a Super Saiyan through training and anger. In order to become a Super Saiyan, one's body must contain something called S cells. Once these S cells reach a certain amount, a trigger such as anger would explosively increase the S cells and cause a change in the body. That's Super Saiyan. Most Saiyans have some S cells, although not a great quantity. The reason why Goku and Vegeta's children can become Super Saiyans relatively easily is probably because, to a certain extent, they inherit a lot of the S cells, and also because Earth's environment is gentler and easier to live on than planet Vegeta's." And the second question that Toriyama was asked is, how does one increase S cells to become Super Saiyan? He answered back by saying, having a gentle spirit is the best way to increase one's S cells, but most Saiyans have trouble with this, which I think is why no Super Saiyan appeared for such a long time and they had become the stuff of legend. However, one can't reach the quantity necessary for becoming a Super Saiyan simply by having a gentle spirit, so a certain amount of battle power is indeed necessary. Looking at it in this light, it's easy to see why becoming a Super Saiyan was so easy for Goku. Based on these two answers, we now know that Saiyans need these factors in order to turn into a Super Saiyan. Number 1, a certain number of S cells. Number 2, a high battle power. Number 3, a trigger, such as anger or rage. Number 4, a boost, which in other words is a gentle spirit. Yet, not every single Saiyan has needed all 4 of these factors in order to transform. For example, Goten and Trunks might have had a high number of S cells, yet they had a very low battle power compared to all the other Saiyans. And unless we consider their trigger showing off, then it can't actually be considered a trigger. We also had Saiyans like Caulifla, who had one of the strangest reasons of being able to transform, with them having to use the back tingly feeling in order to transform. Yet on the other hand, we had Saiyans like Gohan, who exhibited a high battle power and a good amount of S cells, and his trigger was the feeling of letting everyone down in every single battle prior. He was tired of being a child and finally let go of that feeling and was able to transform. Now in Dragon Ball Super, Whis states that the Saiyans have learned a new technique and because of this, the transformation causes them to mutate and multiply their power many times over. I believe the reason he calls the Super Saiyan Transformation a mutation is because prior to Goku initially becoming a Super Saiyan, his highest, so to speak, power-up came from the Kaioken, more specifically, Kaioken times 20. The Kaioken technique is this massive upsurge of energy. Everything is heightened. Power, speed, even hearing and vision improve dramatically. You sort of become a super self of yourself, and it can only be used or sustained for a very short amount of time, so you have to get the job done quickly. Now, King Kai warned him initially that he should never go above times 2 because it's a massive strain on the body, yet Goku uses Kaioken times 20 and it puts an enormous strain on his body. We also saw what the strain can do to the user in Dragon Ball Super when Goku topped Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken times 10 during the Tournament of Destroyers. Towards the end of his fight with Hit, and for some time afterwards, Goku was affected by something called Delayed Onset Ki Disorder, and being affected by this disorder was from recklessly abusing his own ki, so he was only able to use a fraction of his actual energy, and when he would use it, it wouldn't be under his own control. Goku actually said to Piccolo that if they were in a fight during this time, that he would actually lose to him by how this disorder affected him. So by Whis saying that the Super Saiyan Transformation is a mutation, I believe what he meant was that the Saiyan cells needing to mutate in order to withstand and produce such a grand power outburst at any given point as the user becomes a Super Saiyan. Now if we take any cell in our body, one of the main organelles you will always find is something called the mitochondria, also known as the powerhouse of the cell. This is the part of the cell responsible for producing all of the energy. Since the transformation gives you a 50 times increase in power and speed, These cells will also be needing to produce 50 times more energy in order for your body to even create that kind of power in the first place. Now we also see during the cell arc of Dragon Ball Z, we're introduced to the different grades of Super Saiyan and show how there's a difference in stamina between each form. That stamina comes from how long your body, or more specifically, how long your cells can continue to produce enough energy for you to stay a blondie and be super strong and quick. Well, that's all for the Super Saiyan requirements and also touching upon Whis' mutation comment. Why don't you leave a comment below letting me know what your thoughts are on these two topics, and as always, please like and subscribe for future content. Thank you, and I hope you have a great one.